the last time we saw each other, we were practicing limiting reagents or limiting reactants. And y'all had that lab where you were making cheese sandwiches and playing with the numbers. You remember that? You were adding pieces of bread and then you were adding pieces of cheese. And I wanted to know how many sandwiches you were making. And if you had too many pieces of bread and not enough cheese, the cheese was limiting you from making a sandwich, right? So that was when we met on Wednesday. We were building those sandwiches and we were seeing which of those reactants were going to limit us from building sandwiches, right? We're going to review this concept one more time, just kind of like using pictures so y'all can visualize what the limiting reactants or the reagents would be. Now, remember, a reactant is just your starting materials. So like if you were going to go bake me a cake, Marvin, okay, you would need your cake flour, your eggs, your oil, right? And how many cakes are you making? Just one. Okay, but if you were going to bake me a cake and you were going to bake the other chemistry teacher, Miss Henry, a cake, you would need to double your ingredients, right? Or else you'd run out of something. Well, we can use these recipes to figure out what we're going to run out of first. So let's take a look at kind of like visually what's happening in this picture. So I want you to consider this picture. The left side of the arrow are our reactants. Sometimes they'll be called reagents, okay? The right side is the products. So on the left, we have H2, hydrogen, and it's going to mix or react with oxygen, O2. And on the right, it's going to produce water, H2O and O2. So what I want you to do is just look at what's happening in the picture. And my question is, what is our limiting reagent or our limiting reactant? You're probably like, I don't know, Miss Obregon, but here's what I want you to do. Here's an easy way to figure out what is going to limit you. What's going to keep you from making this final product? Look on the right, okay? And you're going to see little Mickey Mouses. Those are our water molecules. That's our H with our two H's with our O, right? What do we have extra of? Okay, that's not being used up. That didn't get combined. Look on the left, we have the blues and we have the reds. And on the right, they've been combined. But what color is extra on the right?
The O2.
Yeah, good. The O2, the red. Do you see like right here? It's not connected to anything, right? There wasn't enough hydrogen for it to match up to make more little Mickey Mouse water molecules, right? So that in this case, because we have excess, that's what we call excess. We talked about that word the other day. Remember on Wednesday, we said if you had excess fat on your body, it's like extra or leftovers. These are easy to do if you look on the right and you see, what do I have extra of? In this case, you're right, Randall, it was the O2. So what is limiting us from making more? What did we run out of first then?
H2.
The H2, the blue. Makes sense, guys? We have little extra reds right here. We ran out of the blue. If we would have had more blue, we would have been able to make more little Mickey Mouse water molecules, right? Very good. So that's the way I want you to attack these pictures looking at this. In this case, the limiting reactant is the blue, the hydrogen. The excess was the red, the oxygen. You can see that over here on the right. We have that leftover O2, those red molecules that didn't get used up. So what's limiting us in this problem is our H2. Okay, let's take another look at a different picture. Let's look at this one. On the left is our reactants, our reagents, and on the right is the product. Look at the product side. I'm asking what is the limiting reactant, but look and see, what do you have excess of?
The blues.
Yeah, do you see it? Down at the bottom, there's an extra blue. So what did I run out of first?
Red molecule.
The red, right? So the red molecules is our limiting. Are y'all getting this kind of? I know you got it. Let's take another look. Okay, visually, I've got some hydrogens in white, some oxygens in red. I want to know what's my limiting reagent or my limiting reactant. Take a look on the right. Well, what do you have extra
Red.
of? Okay, which one's limiting us?
Hydrogen.
The hydrogen is limiting us? Or which one do we have extra of? Let's look on the right.
You have extra of the white.
Yeah, we have extra of the white right here. I got like an extra one here and an extra one here. So which one limited us from making more?
The O2.
The O2, very good. Okay, because just think, if you've got extra of the whites, that means you could have kept making more. That's like saying you had extra bread, but you ran out of cheese, right? From our sandwiches the other day. Okay, so our H2 is actually limiting us from making more here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Oh, you want to see one more? Let's see. I'm going to show you one more. Just a sec. I'm going to back out of that. And I got to throw it on a slide for you. I'm going to give you a non-chemistry example since those were all chemistry examples. Oh, I got an idea. Here we go. Let me make this nice and big. Let me throw this on the page. Now you're going to be seeing it in my editing slide because I'm in editing mode right now. But this is looking at some hot dogs, non-chemistry example. Reactants are on the left, products are on the right. What do I have extra of my products?
Hot dog.
I have an extra weenie. You see it on the right-hand side right here. I have an extra weenie. So what would be my limiting reactant here?
The bread.
The bread, the buns, okay? In other words, I don't have enough buns to make another complete hot dog, right? I have enough weenies, but not enough buns. So my hot dog buns are my limiting reactant. Make sense, guys? So that's just visually, just to give you an idea of how to see those limiting reactants or reagents. Today, I want you to go into Google Classroom. Whoops, go into Google Classroom. And under the Today section, you're going to see your assignment for today. We are doing something new. I gave y'all a break from math on Wednesday, but we do have to readdress those 3-step grams to grams today, those dreaded 3 steps. But guys, I'm adding one more thing to it, and it's called percent yield. So when you click this assignment, there's going to be a video. I think the video is like 12 minutes or 15 minutes, and it's me doing the first problem with you on the work today. You're going to need your own paper, something to write with, some way of calculating. Okay. And for those of you that aren't familiar with where to find the periodic table, remember, you can go right here under resources for the class, and the periodic table, probably the best one to use is this 8th grade one. You'll want a copy of the periodic table open. You can just do that in a new tab if you want and zoom in so you can see it. Have your periodic table handy for when you're doing your work for today. Okay, so here's what I'm going to have y'all do. I want you to log off the call. I want you to go watch that video so you're not hearing me talk, okay? Watch that video on how to do today's work, solving problem 1 with you. And then I want you to attempt, you got I think it's a total of 4 problems. Guys, I'm giving you the answer key today. So you got to show me all your work, okay? And then if you get stuck, I want you to jump back on the call so I can tutor you, okay, on how to do it. Questions? No? Okay, so jump off, and then when you need help, I want you to jump back on.